Hello there folks, I'm the Lon Chaney Reviewer, and welcome to the 10th episode of Silent Film Saturday, where I review a silent film every week. On today's show, I will be reviewing the 1926 Lon Chaney money-maker classic, Tell It to the Marines. Let's take a look at this package.
Hello folks, this is the Lon Chaney Reviewer, and this is the packaging. Now, this is a Warner Archive release, so no supplemental features, 10-minute chapter stops. You guys know the works by now. That's sadly the only way they got this film out. Unfortunately, no other bonus features are on the disc. It's got a poster of the film, which I do like. Well, on the cover, I mean, not like a poster coming with the package, but you know, I like it. I like the cover of the package. It works. So let's check out the reverse end. Chaney's looking for a few good men. Summary, cast and credits. The film's 103 minutes, black and white, and the score is by Robert Israel. Alright, so basically the film starts out, you know, on a train. You have William Haynes' character Skeet on a train going to Tijuana to go to the horse races and stuff. He only enlisted in the Marines that way he can get a free train ticket. And through a series of events, he eventually goes to the Marines. And his drill sergeant is none other than Lon Chaney Sr., the character of Sergeant O'Hara. And the two of them are in love with the same nurse, played by Eleanor Boardman. And events occur, things happen, jokes are made, and the film is a very, very good film. Maybe one of Chaney's best films. And in his own personal opinion, it was one of his favorite films he ever worked on as well. I think another one that he said was another one of his favorites was Laugh Clown Laugh. And, you know, they were like in the mid-late 20s period in his MGM contract. At this point, this film was actually Chaney's biggest moneymaker when he was with MGM. It grossed a lot of money, and I'm not surprised because it has some really impressive production value. Chaney gives an excellent performance as he always does, and the supporting cast is actually rather good in this one too. You also see like Warner Oland in here, so I thought that was really cool. Also, the title cards. Now, with studio films, there are going to be a lot of title cards because that's a studio film. You know, sometimes that just happens. But I like the title cards in this film because, you know, some like comedians that try to do like funny jokes with title cards, sometimes it falls flat. But with this film, I really like the title cards. They're actually kind of amusing sometimes. And like, what is it? One part, he's talking to the nurse, and the nurse like, "Oh, please don't give him a harsh punishment." And he's just like, "This ain't kindergarten," or something like that. It's quite amusing. The score by Robert Israel is fantastic. I love his work. Excuse me. I really love his work, and it really shines through in this film, using patriotic themes and military themes, and the sound quality is really good too. So it helps a lot, and it's good for the film. The film's like 103 minutes, which could be the longest film I reviewed on this channel. I'm not sure, but it's definitely up there so far. Definitely the longest Silent Film Saturday film I've ever reviewed. So, you know, it takes time to get through, obviously, but it is worth it. MGM had the assistance of the U.S. Marine Corps, which really helped this film because the production values are quite high. And that's saying a lot, especially since this is an MGM production. MGM is very well known for its extravagant, very extravagant production design and production value in its films. Through this film, Chaney became the first actor to become an honorary member of the Marine Corps. You know, very high honor, because he played the drill sergeant so well. You know, he really is like, he's just like a tough guy in the film. He doesn't take any garbage from anyone. He really cares for the Eleanor Boardman character. You know, he says the same thing to her all the time. You know, I've been at lots of places, you know, blah, blah, blah. And she knows what he's going to say. And that's how he feels. And then once he sees William Haynes, he's just like, what are you doing? You know, lazy. You just... at the beginning of the film, just has no respect for him because William Haynes is going to Tijuana to gamble at the horse races and all that stuff. So, yeah. But at the end of the film, they gain a great respect. The two men gain a great respect for each other. Now, William Haynes, I really liked his performance because, you know, too many times in Chaney films, you always have, like, the other opposing lover be, like, a really, really good guy and be really bland. And while there's nothing inherently wrong with that, I like that William Haynes' character is kind of a jerk sometimes, and it makes for a more three-dimensional character. You know, he gets into fights, he, you know, uses the Marine Corps as a way of, free transport, and at the beginning he doesn't intend to fulfill his bargain with the Marine Corps. You're like, oh, that guy's a jerk, but then he decides to go with the Marines, and yeah, that's what I like about his character, though. It's not just a simple, bland hero placed in the story. When you really think about it, he is the main character of this film, because he's the one that goes through the greatest change. That's a transformation from just some kid from Kansas into a member of the Marine Corps. So yeah. One of my other favorite elements to the film is Eddie Gribbin, who plays Corporal Madden. And he's one of my favorite characters in the film. He's basically Skeet's friend in the Marines. And he does some really some funny bits with him in the film. Like, there's a bit where he's trying to eat canned food, and it just doesn't go that well. And it's actually kind of amusing. And yeah, he's a decent, you know, comedic supporting character. And, you know, where too many films there's, you know, comedic supporting characters and sometimes they're just plain unfunny, but Eddie Gribbin's quite funny. And he's also the brother of Harry Gribbin, who was in the 1928 Buster Keaton film The Cameraman as the cop. And that's also a very funny supporting character silent film. There's a segment where they're on this island, Tondo Island, where they have to guard the Navy oil reserve, and what's his face? Skeet finds this native girl and takes a liking to her, and Chaney doesn't like that because, you know, he knows that Skeet is interested in the Eleanor Boardman character, and he feels, you know, that's wrong, being a jerk. And a big fight ensues between them and the native people, and when Skeet offers to shake Chaney's hand after helping him, he just punches him in the face. I just love that. It's so funny. It's a great, it's a good scene. And I really liked all those scenes on Tondo Island because, you know, you had like the really big hurricane winds and the rain, and it kind of feels like you're really in that area. Later on in the film, there's a big battle in China with a Chinese bandit played by Warner Oland, interestingly enough. And I'm not going to say how that ensues, but it's a pretty cool battle sequence. And at the end of the day, I really think you guys should check this one out because the supporting characters are great. Chaney gives a fantastic performance without heavy makeup. You know, a lot of people cite this as the film where if you have doubts that Chaney isn't a good performer without his makeup, you have to watch this film because he's clearly amazing in this film without, you know, excessive makeup techniques. And it's really one of his best performances. The Robert Israel score is great, and I think even though this doesn't have any supplemental features, I think Tell It to the Marines warrants a purchase from the Warner Archive. So if you're a first-time viewer, I'd check it out maybe on TCM. They have it on sometimes. Or if you're seen this many times, get the DVD just to say, you know what, I own it. Why not? So I'm going to see you guys next week with A Woman of Paris from 1923, directed by Charles Chaplin and starring Edna Purviance. See you guys later.